So LeBron James is a Philadelphia 76er. Those are the words that I thought would never come out of my mouth. Big pause, but you got what I mean. I am shocked. I did not see this coming. Everybody thought that the final 2 to 3 teams, I thought as soon as he left LA that he was Cleveland bound for sure. Then we started hearing Warriors because Draymond Green took a pay cut and, like obviously playing with Curry and whatnot. And just obviously he's got a lot of love and respect for the Warriors and for Stephen Curry, Steve Kerr, Draymond Green and whatnot. Then we heard the Miami Heat once they got Giannis, reunited with his old coach, Eric Spoelstra. Matter of fact, they were the heavy favorites the last couple weeks. So much so that they literally had like an introductory press conference for LeBron, and then it later got deleted. And like LeBron just kept stretching out his decision for the longest of time. And we were just thinking to ourselves, like, it started to the point where I was even starting to become like really like frustrated and impatient. You know what I mean? And I love LeBron, and I mean, I was like, dude, even for me, I was like, dude, like, what the fuck is taking so long? But he joins the Philadelphia 76ers, and I just have so many mixed emotions about it. On paper, like, I totally get it because you're going to be teaming up with Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Joel Embiid, Jaylen Brown. Like, this team is stacked on paper, coached by Nick Nurse. But there's just too many personalities, too many egos, and it's just so many questions regarding Embiid's health and, with Jaylen Brown, like, how is he going to fill in the locker room, considering the fact that, like, he made those comments about Embiid, and plus, like, as of late, like, he's just been crashing out on his fucking streams and whatnot. I mean, Tyrese Maxey, great player, obviously, but at the same time, too, with him, he's also had his fair share of concerns when it comes to injuries. Edgecombe, had a really good rookie debut, but, will he be able to sustain that success that he had from year one? I mean, I'm sure he will, I mean, like, considering the draft class, like he was getting a lot of hype from the draft class, with guys like Con Knippel and Cooper Flagg and whatnot. But again, like, how is his role going to work? And like, how is it going to work out with this team? Because like, I mean, I could see this totally being like a flop, like just with all of the egos and personalities and just the chemistry issues. And like, my only thing is, who is going to be the guy in Philly? Like, that's the thing. Is it going to be Embiid? Is it going to be Maxey? Is it going to be Brown? Is it going to be like who's going to take on that role? Like, how are they supposed to like play this team sport with, you see what I mean? There's just so many egos and personalities. I mean, I obviously, hopefully for their sake, they can all come together in one goal, and that's to win a championship. Because as it stands right now, if I'm being honest, like the Sixers have probably like their odds just skyrocketed. You thought their odds skyrocketed after getting Jaylen Brown. No, it's skyrocketed by like so much. Like as of today, like I can only think of maybe just the Knicks, Spurs, Thunder. That's it. They probably, like, everybody else is they're definitely better than Pistons, Cavaliers, hate to say it, Miami Heat, you know what I mean? Lakers for sure. Like they have a true shot of winning an NBA championship, but the problem is that time and time again with the Sixers and with Joel Embiid and I mentioned in my last stream. That's why I mentioned, like, out of the 4 teams, because apparently the Sixers, were always in the running, but then at the same time too, I just always thought to myself, like, I just don't see it, I just don't see it, because LeBron, like, I mean, not that it matters, but going on a new organization, a new team, like, like, is he really going to do that? Like, unless he was going to go, like, I thought the only new team that he hasn't played for yet was going to be, like, the Warriors because of Curry and Steve Kerr and Draymond and whatnot. But in reality, like, I put him below the Philadelphia 76ers as far as, like, wanting to win. I thought Cleveland and even Miami were, like, his best chances. of wanting to win. But the problem is with Philly, despite the fact that they beat the Celtics, they got swept by the Knicks. Like they were just awful. And yes, they did make a couple changes and they did get better, but the problem is that there's just so much personalities and egos. You can't trust Embiid's health. They're in a tough division. I even mentioned that too in my last stream, because you still got the Knicks. Would have went to Cleveland. I mean, the only real contending team in that division would have been Indiana, and Halliburton's coming off a torn Achilles, right? Bucks are cooked since they traded Giannis. Bulls suck. You know what I mean? Well, no, never mind. I forgot the Pistons were in that division too. But still, if he would have went to the Cavaliers, I would have said the Cavaliers were better than the Pistons. And then as far as him going to the Heat again, it's like he would not only would he have teamed up with Giannis, but at the same time too, it's like, he would have, that division would have been like pretty easy too. Like, Washington, they're in rebuild mode. The Hawks, like, they're good, but I would trust Miami to be better than them next year. Even without LeBron, like, I still think because they got Giannis and, getting Tim Hardaway and you still got Bam and whatnot, like, I think there's, as long as that team is healthy, they're going to be fine. And then Magic, like, can you imagine being a Magic fan right now? Like, all the teams in your division, in the Eastern Conference, like the Sixers, the Heat, like, they all got better. A lot of these teams got better. And then the Magic, they're just like, eh. Same thing with the Celtics. Like, they got worse, actually, but you still can't count them out. You know what I mean? And then the Raptors got better once they do get the finalize the trade with Kawhi. Fucking, and then, like, who else is in the Hornets? They actually got worse, low key, by trading Ball and not Brandon Miller. What's his name? Miles Bridges. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, but I don't know. As it stands today, I think like the true contending teams of the East are obviously still the Knicks, the Sixers, and then everybody else is just kind of like a crapshoot at that point. Like, you can't really trust Cleveland. Like, they just decided to run it back. Pistons, you can't really trust them either. Like, I want to say that he can contend, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, they don't really, like, make it far in the playoffs. Like, we'll be a playoff team for sure, but here's the problem. We got Giannis, cool. We also lost a portion of our team, and we didn't really do much in the offseason besides getting Tim Hardaway. I still think that as long as Giannis is healthy, the Heat are going to be fine, but it's like, how are we going to compete with, like, the Knicks? And if the Sixers can just, like, focus on basketball, like, if the Sixers could just focus on basketball, and Embiid doesn't even have to be healthy, because, like, at that point, you have LeBron, you have Maxey, you have Edgecombe, you have Jaylen Brown. Those are four guys that are all capable of being all-stars next year. And then you got Joel Embiid. Yeah, that team. Yeah, because the more I think about it, it makes sense why LeBron was going to do it. I'm just shocked that, like, that was his decision of going to the Sixers. Like, I kind of knew deep down he wasn't going to Miami despite us being the Haver favorites. Like, I was set up for disappointment. I was like, no, I don't think he's going to Miami. I thought for sure it was Cleveland. I think we kept telling myself, Cleveland. Went to the conference finals last year. Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Kenny Atkinson, their head coach, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. But nope. Just running it back. And, I mean, shout out to Max, sports expert. But, like, he told me that's, like running it back is not the move. And we'll see. I mean, but, yeah, you could tell in that series against the Knicks, like, they got outplayed. Like, they were just terrible. And so, yeah, we'll see what happens. So it's a 2-year deal for LeBron, only $8 million. This is his last rodeo. He's got 2 more years left. He's going to play out that whole contract. And he's got something. He's got a chance to do something that no NBA player has ever done, I believe. I think, and that's winning with 4 different teams, winning a championship with 4 different teams. And he has a perfect chance to do that. Like, to me, this is all about, like, Can I get ring number 5? Because that's something that's I know it's been bothering him. You know, like you got Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, all the greats. They have 5 rings. LeBron's been stuck at 4 for the longest of time. He knew he wasn't going to probably win in LA, so this was. I mean, like I said, but the problem is the East is still pretty stacked. You know what I mean? I'd say they're the second best team in the East right now, but again, like we'll see. It all just depends. It all just depends. There's a lot of factors that go into it, and I'm intrigued. I'm curious of how this is going to play out. And if I'm being honest, like, why couldn't have LeBron have done this like 8-9 years ago when he was a free agent the last time before he moved to LA? And I think he was just trying to prove a point to everybody that he can compete in the West, which he did. I don't care what anybody says, bubble championship or not. He won a Western Conference championship and won an NBA championship too. He won in the West. He's won playoff series in the West. It's just the problem was that the Lakers front office was just that shitty. It was that awful. You're going to see it when like now post LeBron, like they've been making such a bunch of band-aid moves by getting the Walker Kesslers of the world and whatnot. Can't even stay on the court healthy, and like just making some other band-aid moves. Like they're not going to be good. Poor Luka Doncic. Hopefully in a couple of years he goes back to the Mavs and plays with Cooper Flag. The Lakers are cooked, and LeBron knew that. So I was happy that he left, but I don't know, man. Just something about Philly. It's just like, I don't know. Like, had he would have won the Philly like eight something years ago, like maybe they would have won a championship too. But I don't think he would have been as dominant in the East compared to like the times when he was in Miami and Cleveland the second time. And that's another thing too. Oh man, the Eastern Conference, man. You had your you were free off those chains for 8 years or so, and now you have to deal with LeBron James again in the East again, man. That's crazy. You're going to have to deal with LeBron in the East again. Can't get away with it. Can't get away with it, Eastern Conference. Because you see in the Eastern Conference, like, there's not even been a back-to-back winner. No one has dominated the East ever since LeBron had left, right? Like, the Heat won a couple times, the Celtics won a couple times, the Knicks won. Like, but there hasn't been a repeated champion or a team that has just dominated that conference. So that is going to be really interesting now that LeBron's back in. Like, if he wins again in the East, then he's Mr. East. He's LeBron East, right? Even for how stacked the team is. I mean, I still like the Knicks to go back to the finals. I mean, we'll see if they do. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't, but as it stands right now, as of today, July 24th, 2026, yeah. And oh my God, that is going to be the most obvious opening night ever, is when the Sixers and Knicks play on opening night at the Garden, the Madison Square Garden. So, I think that's what Adam Silver was waiting on. So once LeBron made that decision, like they were going to put him opening night, and for sure that's going to be a Christmas game. I don't know. It might be the Knicks again that they might meet up with. Maybe it's the Celtics. Like, we'll see. Or maybe they go to LA. Oh, I like that. I like that idea. LeBron returns to LA Christmas Day. I'm calling it out right now. LeBron, as a Sixer, going to play against the Lakers on Christmas Day, and he is going to beat the ever-living fuck out of the fucking Lakers, dude. Like, unless Luka has like 50 plus and pulls off a fucking masterclass, like you fucking LeBron is gonna get revenge on his old team, man. Gonna get revenge on his old team, man. Anyways, all right. What's up, Jared? I know we do got to meet up soon. Yeah, the Celtics are retarded for trading Jaylen Brown. But Celtics go to Celtic. The Boston Celtics, because they keep selling. I don't know. But yeah, LeBron a 76er. pretty interesting. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I'm looking forward to next season, man. A lot of moves. It's been a pretty wild off season, man. Now we got summer league out the way. Now we just got to wait for the schedule released, and then we got the draft obviously out the way too. And yeah, we'll see what happens next year. LeBron's last dance. It's going to be in Philly, so we'll see what happens, man. All right, you guys, man. I'm going to go ahead and head on out of here, man. Talk to you guys later. Peace, and as always, go Raiders, and I'm out. Peace.